Ẹ mà lẹ́ níbẹ̀ yẹn ò nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hello everyone, it's Adirunke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'll be addressing another another incantation. A statement that you make. It's neither positive nor negative inherently, but a statement that you make in order to buttress a prayer or a wish. And I have a video on it in which I broke it down. And so it's not the very first video on it. I encourage you to look for that initial video where I broke it down if you don't already know what Ofo is and what its significance is to the Yoruba people, to us. So this one has the crab featured, and it is Àṣeyè, lalakan, sepo. That's the incantation. That's the statement. Àṣeyè, lalakan, sepo. Àṣeyè, lalakan, sepo. You state something like a fact, and in that video on what Ofo is, I give some insight into where it stems from, what typically inspires Ofo. But this one is nature. Most of them are nature-based, just something that happens, looking at nature. Àṣeyè, lalakan, sepo. I will break it down, of course, and translate, but I have to very quickly point out that lalakan is two words combined. We like to combine words or shrink words and make them one word to, I guess, speak faster. It's the same thing with many languages. If you want to say it is not, sometimes you just say it isn't. That's very similar here. Lalakan is ni alakan combined, and sepo. Sepo is shepo combined. So it's not just one word. This is not just one word. It's two words combined. Ni alakan, shepo. Àṣeyè ni alakan sepo. Àṣeyè ni alakan sepo becomes Àṣeyè lalakan sepo. So let's see what each word means as usual, and then we can translate and look at the meaning. Is the act of. The act of. It's a noun maker. It's a noun maker. So Àṣeyè is the word, but the here is a noun maker. It could be the act of, it could be the theme that, it could be, whatever really fits within that context. In this context, the act of works. She is do, ye is to thrive. Iye is what we call life. When something thrives, it lives. Ye it could also be to even live, survive, to survive, but thrive, I like thrive. So what it connotes here is to be successful, success. To be successful is what it connotes here. Ni is, but depending on where it is in a statement, you may have to introduce something else. So it could be is how, is what, is why, is when, really depending on the context of the statement. Here is how makes sense. Is how. Ni alakan is the crab. Alakan is the crab. Suggests that something is happening or something happens. So if you're looking for a one word something to just throw in here, then does works. Could be do, does. What it suggests anyway is that something is happening within that sentence or something happens. So does seems to work. She is do, but it could also be produce. She do. And then epo is oil. So let's look at the transliteration. Let's attempt to put the words together and make some sense out of it before we then do a proper translation. The act of doing it successfully is how the crab does produce, or how the crab produces oil. It's a raw transliteration, very raw. So of course, we have to translate. The act of doing it successfully is how the crab does produce oil. Let's translate. The crab produces oil successfully is what this statement is. The crab produces oil successfully. So what is called oil there is sort of likened to when we say epo. I mean, you can say epo pupa and whatnot, but it seems like by default, when we say epo, we tend to be referring to the very popular palm oil. But of course, it's not the only kind of oil or oily matter. So epo oko, epo robi, epo crude oil, whatever oil, they're also epo, and you can add whatever helps describe them better. But many times when we just say epo, we tend to be referring to the palm oil. So it's really the yellowish crab mustard that I think is what is being referred to as oil here, the crab fat. Initially, my initial thought, and then I just realized, yeah, that can't possibly be it. That doesn't make much sense. Is, when you cook crabs, right, when they're fully done, the shell turns red. I was thinking perhaps that's the red that is being likened to palm oil. But the statement would be different if that's the case. It wouldn't be it produces. It would be more like it turns red. It just wouldn't be that incantation anyway. That incantation wouldn't really work. So I thought, yeah, it can't be the turning red successfully. It can't be that. It's likely the crab fat that has been likened to oil. So the crab mustard, the tomale, the crab fat, the crab produces that successfully. It's just inbuilt. All of this is very metaphorical, of course. The crab is not working hard to produce oil or anything. It's not even edible. Well, it is edible. It is edible. Can you tell that I haven't eaten a lot of crabs in my life? But I think some people do eat it, the tomale, the crab fat. So I think that's what is, as a metaphor, just to make a statement, is what has been likened to epo here. So the crab produces oil, or the crab produces fat successfully, is what that is. And it's just based off of that crab fat that is often in crabs. It's like they don't even have to suffer too much to get it. It's just in them. It just thrives in them. They do it successfully. They produce it successfully. I'm thinking there's probably something more here. Àṣeyè, considering that crab fat is important to the crab's survival too, because I think that's how they clean. There's a very important function that it serves. I think it serves as their liver, or it does something very similar to what the liver does. I'm thinking perhaps the ye here has even more layers to it. Àṣeyè, lalakan, Ṣepo. The crab produces fat successfully and it thrives. The crab produces it and thrives. The crab produces it and is successful. Doing it successfully, doing it and thriving is how the crab produces fat or oil. So the meaning anyway, when you offer it before or after an iwuri, after a prayer, positive wish, is you will do things successfully. You will do things and thrive. You will do things and live. Àṣeyè ni alakan sepo. Àṣeyè lalakan sepo. The act of thriving, the act of doing it successfully is how the crab produces fat or oil. So if I say that, mo fẹ́ ṣe ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ mi, mo fẹ́ lọ sílé ìwé láti lọ kàwé sí, mo fẹ́ gba iṣẹ́ níbi kan tó dáa. I can't specify any company that is good. Mo fẹ́, whatever you want to do, or a fẹ́, or whatever you intend to do, as long as some form of action is being taken, some form of labor is being put in. If I say this incantation, I'm saying you will do it successfully. You will do it effortlessly. Àṣeyè lalakan sepo. Wàá ṣàṣeyè, wàá ṣàṣeyege. Àṣeyè lalakan sepo. Whatever you do will thrive. Whatever you do will be successful. You will be victorious. You will win. You do things successfully. Àṣeyè lalakan sepo. Àṣeyè lalakan sepo. So that's the meaning of this incantation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching and for your time. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day and bye for now.